Welcome to this in-depth explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a topic that an incredibly large number of us just silently deal with. We often wave it off with a sigh, right? We just think, well, it's just an annoying part of getting older. But imagine this. Your sleep getting constantly interrupted isn't just some trivial nuisance. In reality, it's exactly like a check engine light. Picture that red engine icon flashing on your car's dashboard, except this time it's on the dashboard of your own body. It is a critical, absolute red alert medical signal that we literally cannot afford to ignore.
So let's get real for a second. Last night, did you find yourself reluctantly dragging your body out from under a warm, comfortable blanket, slipping your feet into cold slippers, and shuffling all the way to the bathroom in the middle of the night? It's a pretty familiar scene, isn't it? And then, of course, you wake up the next morning feeling totally exhausted and sluggish. But where do we draw the line here? Like, when is this just a natural reflex, and when does it actually morph into a genuine medical issue that needs immediate attention? Okay, let's dive into this.
The absolute crux of the matter really comes down to the number 2. If you occasionally wake up to use the bathroom, say once during the night, medical science considers that entirely normal physiological behavior. Your body knows how to adjust its fluid output to prioritize your rest. But the moment you hit that number 2, meaning you're waking up 2 or more times every single night, the story takes a drastically different turn. This isn't just a quirky habit anymore. Hitting this threshold severely shatters your sleep structure. This is the official medical red alert. The clinical definition of nocturia isn't just about nighttime urination. It becomes a recognized medical condition the moment your sleep architecture is repeatedly compromised by it.
Think of us as medical detectives today. What we're looking at here is essentially our visual case files. We'll be mapping out the underlying triggers, the dangerous complications like a heightened risk for stroke, and the actual medical solutions we're about to uncover to fix this. Section 1. Habit or pathology.
We really need to separate the harmless actions from serious underlying diseases. There's a stark dividing line between habit and pathology. On one side, you have everyday habits that seem innocent enough, right? Chugging a massive glass of water, drinking a strong cup of tea, or having a late-night sip of alcohol before hitting the pillow. Those are incredibly powerful diuretics. But hold on, look at the other side. Sometimes the root cause is a terrifying hidden enemy lurking in the dark. We're talking about serious conditions here. Diabetes, an enlarged prostate, UTIs, or even sleep apnea. If we naively just blame our water intake every single time, we're going to completely miss these life-or-death SOS signals from our body.
Let's establish our physiological baseline so we know exactly what we're working with here. Listen to this fascinating bit of physiology. A perfectly healthy adult bladder is designed to hold approximately 300 to 400 milliliters of fluid. That is the actual physical capacity we are dealing with.
Normally, during the night, our brain automatically secretes a hormone known as ADH, or antidiuretic hormone. I like to think of ADH as your body's night watchman. It issues a direct biochemical command to your kidneys to slow down urine production, so you can sleep soundly. But here's the tragedy. As our bodies age, or if someone suffers from something like sleep apnea, the levels of this crucial night watchman hormone absolutely plummet. The result? The bladder rapidly fills up way past that 400 milliliter mark, completely overflows, and boom, your body forces you awake instantly.
Section 2. The medical risk chain. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the terrifying domino effect of ignoring these symptoms. Let's look at how this domino effect plays out with specific diseases. Take diabetes, for example. High blood sugar creates this phenomenon called osmotic diuresis. Simply put, the excess sugar physically sucks water right out of your body's tissues, dragging it directly into the kidneys to be expelled. Or consider congestive heart failure. The mechanism here is kind of bizarre but incredibly dangerous. During the day, a weak heart struggles to pump, right? So fluid pools heavily in your legs. But the moment you lie down to sleep at night, all that stagnant fluid rushes backward into your circulatory system. Your kidneys see this massive midnight flood and have to work on overdrive just to clear it, forcing you out of bed yet again. Medical experts have come to a very stark realization about this. The connection is clear as day. These endless trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night are absolutely not just a cranky temperamental bladder. Rather, they are a screaming cry for help from the kidney's filtering function, which is basically weakening and failing day by day. And if you needed a reason to take this seriously, here is a truly terrifying statistic. If you blindly ignore nocturia, especially when it's coupled with high blood sugar, it throws the door wide open to diabetic end-stage kidney failure. Once the kidneys surrender and completely stop filtering, toxic waste dangerously builds up in the body. And the mortality rate for end-stage kidney failure, it sits at an unthinkable 90%. You heard that correctly. A 90% mortality rate if it remains untreated by dialysis or an organ transplant. And this brilliantly illustrates another profound threat, particularly for the men watching. Who would ever guess that a tiny, almost microscopic-seeming organ weighing a mere 10 to 20 grams, the prostate gland, could possess the power to completely destroy a good night's sleep? When it enlarges, it acts like a vice grip, squeezing the urethra tight. The bladder becomes the stagnant pool that never fully empties out. This physical blockage can force a person to wake up 6 or 7 times in a single night. And when you combine this chronic, severe sleep deprivation with someone who already has high blood pressure, the risk of a major stroke spikes straight into the red alert zone.
Section 3. Solutions to reclaim sleep. Let's roll up our sleeves and look at the repair manual.
To soothe an overwhelmed urinary system, we have a very clear nutritional roadmap here. Deploy the healing foods and completely banish the troublemakers. You want to heavily prioritize anti-inflammatory foods like omega-3s, high-fiber options like oats and lentils, and fermented foods like yogurt. Conversely, you absolutely must cross off the irritants that drive the bladder crazy, meaning alcohol, beer, coffee, tongue-scorching spicy foods, and artificial sweeteners.
Now, you might be scratching your head wondering, what on earth does eating fiber have to do with waking up to pee? Well, the answer is just simple physics. Eating foods like almonds, oats, or lentils ensures your digestive system runs smoothly and prevents constipation. Picture this. If your bowel isn't backed up, there is no massive physical weight pressing down heavily on your pelvic region and crushing your sensitive bladder. By lifting this mechanical burden, your bladder can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Moving on to omega-3s, we find an incredible biological plot twist. This isn't just surface-level nutrition. Once inside your body, omega-3 operates biochemically exactly like a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. It literally dives deep into your tissues, acting as a cellular fire extinguisher to douse inflammation at the microscopic level. Simply put, it soothes the nerves of the urinary tract incredibly effectively, which is an absolute game changer, especially for older adults.
So the crucial point is that changing your diet is a great foundation, but you need an actionable routine to get real results. Here is your 3-step action plan. Step 1. Enforce a strict liquid curfew 2 to 3 hours before bed. Step 2. Practice Kegel exercises to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, giving you far better bladder control. And Step 3. Honestly, the absolute most important one, don't be embarrassed. Consult a medical specialist to get your blood tests, urine tests, and an ultrasound. A flashing check engine light requires an actual mechanic. Before we wrap up, I want to share this brilliant physiological hack that hardly anyone thinks about. Elevate your legs in the afternoon. Why? Well, elevating your legs early in the day actively drains all that excess pooled fluid from your lower extremities while the sun is actually still up. By the time night falls and you get into bed, that massive reserve of excess fluid is already gone, completely cutting off the midnight flood to your kidneys at the source. It is incredibly smart physiology. As we conclude this explainer, let's just pause and reflect for a second. The signals our body sends us are never without reason. Understanding what your body is trying to tell you through symptoms like nocturia is the most practical step you can take to protect yourself. So the question remains, will tonight's broken, fragmented sleep be brushed off as just another daily annoyance? Or will it finally be recognized as the vital emergency alarm that pushes you to save your own health? Don't wait until the engine is literally smoking to fix it. Take proactive control of your health today. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.